Hello everyone, I'm Duke James. This is Fez in Meiou and Taxes 3.0. After every series, I always want to say the last country in the intro, so I have to fight myself not to say Hungary in this instance. Alright, I'm going to make my ruler a general. He's a 3-4-2-2, so that's actually pretty good. I think I'm going to have him start drilling. We got a little bit of time before these rebels pop up. Hopefully we can actually get rid of them. Let's look at the estates a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and promote and support commerce for that 15% commerce production efficiency, that negative 15% commerce production inefficiency, and the 5 loyalty. So that'll be nice. How much money do I actually make from the burgers? I make 9 ducats from the burgers, which I imagine is 0.7-ish ducats. Fees. I'm thinking of doing this, oh wait, there should be a tax thing here. Doesn't show up. No. I was gonna cut down their taxes and get like 7.5% loyalty with the burgers, but they don't have that. Pretty much just I could do burger autonomy. Or not. Stability increase interval plus 25%, monthly autonomy change 0.05, negative 25% progress towards stability. Yeah, I think I'll hold off on that until we get more stability. In terms of the clans, how much money do I get from the clans? 77 ducats. Alright. I'll leave the clans how they are. I don't think they really do much in terms of corruption. They don't even show up in terms of sources of corruption, so I think clan loyalty doesn't really matter. The clans are unique because they can't hold property. They don't work as rural or urban people because they're considered clans. They don't they make money from loot. So I'm just going to go ahead and not do anything with them. Except I will actually enforce our authority, so that'll give me -1 national unrest and 0.1 yearly legitimacy every year for 10 years, which is when those modifiers, those negative 15 or plus 15 national unrest and disloyal realm should both go away. So that'll be an additional national unrest and some yearly legitimacy. Our legitimacy is in the tank at 29, so that'll help. And since clan loyalty doesn't really do anything, I can do that without giving them anything. Normally I would do this. There's I think I mentioned this in the first episode, opposing populist reform. This would be a good thing to do if it wasn't 8 national unrest and I didn't have that plus 15, so I'm going to leave that for now. I think I'll do perform a show of devotion, 10 monarch power, 10 prestige, for a little bit of stability increase interval, -5%, and some clergy loyalty, 15 relations, and 1 spirituality. And the other thing is donating to the church, so there's these two. Because I don't think I want to do anything else. I'm not giving them anything. I don't own anything, actually. I don't own any land, so I'm not going to... Even if I own land, I wouldn't give it to them. I'm not going to promote, not going to employ a church statesman. I'm pretty sure these two... Yeah, these two, promoting the spiritualist faction and employing a church statement, piss off the other factions. So I pretty much just ignore those when I come over here, except for very, very select situations, which hardly has happened to me yet. And then I ignore this one because I'm not going to give them territory. So that just leaves the other 4. These 2 are pretty much the same. Oh wait, no, these 2 are the same, giving tax income. And then this one is the national unrest. And then empowering clergy also doesn't make the other factions mad, but it does do things that I don't want, like stability increase interval plus 40%, negative 20% towards stability, so I can ignore that one. I think I'll go ahead and do donate to the church, 5%, but I get 5 clergy loyalty, a little bit of spirituality, make the spiritualists like us. I'm not going to lavishly endow the church because I think 15% is too much, so I will donate to them. In terms of leveraging, I don't think I'll take anything from them. I could leverage, get national unrest, -1, a little bit of stability, increase interval. For 15 clergy loyalty, which would be what I just got, I think I'd like them to be as high as possible. As high as I can make them without giving them too much. Because I don't want to go negative money. I don't want to have a deficit. So the nobility... I think I'm going to do overlook tenant abuse, so the peasants will become less free, but we're at 80 and 90% peasant freedom, so for now I think I could do this, get some plus 5 noble loyalty, 10% progress towards stability, stability increase interval -10%. I wouldn't do that normally if we didn't have these this horrible modifier right here. But we need stability, since our stability is also -2. We need as much of it as we can get. Another easy one to do with the nobility is disown and popular relative. Plus 15 relations between the aristocrats and the state, plus 10% towards stability, 7.5 noble loyalty. It does decrease in legitimacy. That just counteracts the thing that we took from the clans. Another easy one is since we have the centralized the state plus 0.15, our centralization is also 0, but we can do this for 25% progress towards stability, 15 relations between the aristocrats and the states, 10 noble loyalty for 0.05 yearly centralization, some prestige, some, yeah, so we'll get them up to 89%. Let's look at the leverages. So I could immediately gain a stability point by banishing the agitators, but that costs 25 noble loyalty, which is a lot. Also reduce the stability increase interval by 30%, but I think I'd rather have nobility at 89% than that stuff. Reaffirm fealty, we could gain 10 legitimacy for 10 noble loyalty. Legitimacy, I don't think, it's 22 and it's adding 0.83 national unrest, so that is increasing our national unrest, but it's not, for being 22, it's not too horrible. It's less than 1 national unrest. It's doing a lot for autonomy change. But I think that I like that nobility. That's not nobility, loyalty. Nobility, loyalty. So I don't think I'll take anything from them. That gets us to plus 15. I know these Moroccan separatists have reduced from 23,000 to 21,000 so far. What I will do for 3 years is provide temporary tax relief. That'll get us to a -1 stability and a -20% stability increase interval. So that gets us to 11 plus 11. And our next stability should come fairly quickly since we're doing all this stuff. And the bureaucrats actually have 21% power, which is actually pretty good. compared to some of, I think Hungary was like 5%. I think I looked at Portugal. I think they were at like less than 10%. So 21% to start with at bureaucratic power actually isn't terribly bad. Since we have a lot of corruption, I think I'll hold off on expanding the bureaucracy right now. Plus that also gives negative 50% progress towards stability and 30% stability increase interval. So normally I would do that in most other campaigns, but this one I'll hold off for stability purposes. So we cut down these Moroccan separatists from 23,000 to 13,000, and that should reduce even more once we get stability back to 0 and positive. Alright, so looking at those map modes, let's go to urban population. So Fez has higher education. I'm going to open up some higher education industries. I think Marrakesh is an obvious one to open up. I'll open up both a higher education. Let's do that right now, actually. Open new slots. Higher education. I'm going to open up both the luxury cloth and a higher education in Marrakesh. Now, if there wasn't that 5 ducats, I would just spam this all over the country, but we have to be a little more discerning in where we put it, since we're limited on cash. Alright. Marrakesh now has luxury cloth and a higher education. Let's clear out Marrakesh. I think I'll work from the capital out, because I don't anticipate, but I might potentially lose these provinces in this kind of weird coastal stretch. So I don't anticipate losing them, and I'll do everything I can not to lose them, but probably want to build closer to my capital where I'm more able to keep those provinces and I get more benefit from the autonomy. So these provinces, I could do the same thing, open up higher education and luxury cloth. So go ahead and do that. Luxury cloth, that's 10 ducats right there. Higher learning is another 10 ducats. How many people are in this province? If I can find the population. Residents, 11,000. Alright, so I'll open up a higher education in this province. I cannot open up a luxury cloth because the urban development is 2. I really just want to spam higher education in all my provinces just to get it. But, alas, we're limited by money. I think that's all I'll do for that. I'm going to look at my provinces, see where I should put some investments in terms of industries. Alright, so I looked a little bit. I'm just going to build farmlands in this province, and this province. So 30 ducats there. I think most of that will go to the nobles because they have a lot of power in these provinces. So I think they'll siphon off most of that. Hopefully we keep some of it. I was looking at merchants, so interestingly this is now an end node down here. But I'm going to collect from there, and then I'm going to collect over here. And that should unite both of our... That should unite all of our sectors, because you don't have to have a merchant in your home sector, which is over... It should be over here, because that's where our capital is. And then we own provinces over here, and we own provinces over here, so that'll unite all 3 of them. Unfortunately, I'm rivaled with Tlemcen and Tunis and Granada. And the Christian powers over here don't like me much, so you can't trade with anyone that's rivaled. So I can't trade with these three. I think as long as you're below or above -100, you can trade. But once they start rivaling me, these guys, then I won't be able to trade with them either. But I'm going to rival Tlemcen. Build a spy network. I'm going to try to sell this ship, and then I'm going to build galleys. Because I don't anticipate using... This is a transport ship. The only thing I'm really going to be invading with transport ships is the Canaries, but I think I have time before I need to do that. And my force limit, my naval force limit, hopefully by that point is higher, so I'll just build some ships then. I think building 3 galleys right now would be the best thing to defend myself. Potentially from these guys up here if they want to come a knockin'. Alright, advisors. I'm gonna go ahead and select Mil-Tech focus, because I don't want to fall behind on Mil-Tech. We have a 355, so I should stay ahead of time on Mil-Tech for the most part, or not ahead of time, but at least on par with the Iberian powers. And then the advisors. Let's go ahead and do bureaucrat advisor, metropolitan advisor, and a spiritualist advisor. Unfortunately, I can't promote this guy. That's fine. Actually, our ruler's 30. I thought he was older than he was. That's alright. I'll probably replace him eventually. Alright. We can finally get going. January 1st, I've noticed, is always slow in the new alpha. Especially the first January 1st of the game is going to be really slow because there's a lot of calculations going on. Let's actually go back to delegating taxes. So this starts 2025-30. I'm going to reduce mill power by 5 and up admin by 5. Alright, burden of taxation. 20 dip goes to land taxes. 3 dip goes to salt excises. Tribute to noble levies 10, noble dues 5, tribal host 15, service 5. So it looks like we get a lot of our manpower from the tribes. Interesting. Alright. In terms of alliances, we're really not going to get that many alliances. Who's Sanhanja? They're allied with Yolof. Sanhanja, Jared, Kel Azure, and Fezin. None of them are particularly great. Jared allied Tunis, so they're not really going to do much. These guys I'd rather border. I'd rather have them border Tunis. How about Mazab? Who's your ally? Kel Azure. These guys do border Tlemcen, and these guys border Tlemcen. They've got their 2 alliances. I have the slot, so I'll go ahead and ally these guys. And I'll improve relations with these guys. Just to get something going. We lost the stability points. Interesting. Yeah, that grain dole, middle of the road grain dole, is 51 ducats. And apparently we lost that stability point that we gained from that, so at least our people, some of our people won't die now. But our national income dropped to 123 ducats, so yeah, definitely glad I wasn't going off of that. Alright, the Sons of Abu Inan Faris. So we can pretty much pick our successor. I don't know, they don't tell you what these are. Strongest son, entrepreneurial son, and inquisitive son. I'm gonna go with the entrepreneurial son. Let's see what that does. A 242. Not particularly great. I think that is 242 every time you pick them, so I'll pick someone else next. Tlemcen, when the account of our time is written by future generations, they will look at you with that mix of pity and disgust called compassion. Alright, they're talking mad smack for someone within smacking distance. They ally Jared and Tunis. That's unfortunate. I would rather have Tunis rivaling Tlemcen would have been perfect. Because now I'm kind of stuck. I could rival Tunis and Tlemcen. I could rival Tunis, but that would keep Tlemcen with Granada? Granada allied Mali. Okay, that's actually... I wasn't going to attack them. Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't going to attack them. That's weird. They're so far away. Imagine Mali's going to try to get access through us in the future once Granada is attacked. Let's rival Granada. Does anyone want to buy this ship? Pope, do you want to buy a ship? Oh, they'll buy a ship. Okay, they'll buy this for 10 ducats. It's probably the best offer I'm going to get. 10 ducats. 0 ducats. A whopping 0 ducats. I'm going to end this part here and try to sell this ship and then go from there. So hopefully we should be able to get that stability point back relatively quickly, plus 6% a month. So that should happen relatively soon. We're losing 4% provincial corruption, so that should decrease. Hopefully quickly we can stop losing so much of our income to corruption and then, yeah, go from there. I'll probably eventually take something from the nobility, actually. I could take one of their property holdings and get some extra income that way, but that'll be in the future. So for now, thank you for watching, and goodbye.